Hello, crime fighters, and welcome to Behind the Badge. Every day, Lexington police officers face dangerous situations about which the public rarely hears. Behind the Badge is a new feature of LexingtonProsecutor.com. In it, we will feature Lexington police officers and about their outstanding action, about which the public rarely hears, but should hear. Today, we're happy to feature Lexington Police Officer Alex Holland. The situation Officer Holland found himself in is indicative of the types of threats and dangers our police officers face on a regular basis. In this instance, Officer Holland exercised great restraint in dealing with a threat which very easily could have escalated into a tragic situation, such as we have seen play out on a national level. Thanks for all your hard work and outstanding behavior in this situation, Officer Holland.
Hi, I'm Abigail Watkins, and I'm here with Officer Alex Holland. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Well, part of the plan for the videos that we're doing is to try to kind of get the public a little highlight into the life of a police officer.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Born and raised right here in Lexington. Went to school at Taste Creek.
Okay.
Went to EKU. Got my bachelor's.
Gotcha.
Came here.
And how long have you been on the police force?
Since 2012.
It's not a popular time to just decide that you want to be a police officer. So
Right.
what was it in you that decided that's where I want to do with my life?
The first moment I knew I wanted to do this was I was actually 4 years old, and my father was working construction for a family construction business, and he was struck by a drunk driver on the interstate.
Wow.
And he almost lost his life. We went to the hospital, and I don't remember if it was a licensed police officer or state trooper, but I remember them getting down on their one knee on my level and comforting me, and it hit me, and that's what really made me want to be a police officer. In high school, I took a criminal justice class. Right after high school, I joined the Citizen Police Academy here.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's a great experience for anyone, even if you're not interested in becoming a police officer. It just helps you learn the whole process of what we do.
Yeah.
I then went to college, got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Right after that, I went to LA and did an internship with the FBI, where I worked with the white collar crime unit. I did that for 3 months, and but I knew I wanted to come back here and work the street as a licensed police officer. Did the hiring process, and I'm here.
Great.
Been on since 2012.
And we're so glad you are.
Thanks.
So part of what we're talking about is the way that some Lexington police officers handle things in a great way that a lot of times doesn't get highlighted in the media, and we would like for it to be. So tell us about an encounter that you had with someone not too long ago.
Yeah, I believe it was July 27th. It was Saturday morning. I was heading to St. Joseph East Hospital to do an assault report.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 in the morning. It's pretty dark outside, and you know, as an officer, I'm just going to go take a report. No big deal. Driving down Richmond Road, and when I get to New Circle, I have to slam my brakes because there's a subject walking in the roadway wearing all dark clothing, black hoodie, black sweatpants. The hoodie, he had his hood on. Couldn't see him. This happens.
Sure.
You see people run across New Circle all the time, or run across the road, and if they make it safely, you just carry on your way.
Sure.
If not, you might roll down the window and say, hey, you probably need to get on the sidewalk and move on.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to do. I rolled down the window. I said, hey buddy, you need to get on the sidewalk. You're going to get hit by a car. At that point, I could hear him like yelling at himself, and I knew at this point he probably wasn't stable.
Yeah.
So I advised dispatch where I was and to start me another unit. I then turned my emergency lights on, and at this point we're blocking traffic on Richmond Road. Like I said, it's still dark, but it's getting to 6 o'clock in the morning, so traffic's starting to build up.
People are going to work.
At this point, I advise the subject that he needs to come over and talk to me on the sidewalk, at which point he turns around and aggressively almost charges me. At that point, I had I draw my taser because this guy is he's decent size, and he's angry for some reason, and he wants to attack me. Which, you know, my mindset 2 minutes before that was I was going to go take a report.
Yeah.
And now I have someone that wants to fight me just because I'm trying to make sure they don't get hit by a car.
Yeah, keep them safe.
I draw my taser, and I turned it on, which puts a little red dot, and once he saw that dot, he stopped. But at that point, he's just yelling at me. He's telling me to shoot him. I guess he thought I was holding a firearm, which I wasn't. It's just an intermediate weapon taser. Also, while I'm dealing with this, I have traffic trying to ignore my lights and try to pass me. So I'm dealing with traffic on Richmond Road, and this subject who wants to fight me. At one point, the subject, again, he clenched his fist and walked towards me fast, but I just had patience, and I just kind of kept backing up, because as long as I back up and keep a distance, I'm safe. While this is happening, I advise dispatch that my backup needs to respond faster with lights and sirens.
Hurry up a little bit.
Yeah, please. Finally, you know, the subject's screaming at me, he's cursing at me. He wants to fight me, or he wants me to shoot him. He repeatedly told me to keep shooting him. Just shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I guess it was due to a traffic on the other side of the road that he got distracted and turned around. At that point, I saw my chance, and when he turned around, he put his arms out and told me to shoot him again. I holstered my taser back, and I approached the subject, and I performed a straight armbar takedown, which was the safest thing I could do.
Yeah.
And by that time, I had another unit respond, and he helped me handcuff the subject. So, again, going to go take a report, and then within a minute, finding a subject on Richmond Road for no reason. Yeah.
It sounds like to me that situation could have gone a lot of ways. Tell me what was going through your mind when this was happening. How did you make the decision?
It's the perfect example of going from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was going to the hospital originally just to take an assault report.
Yeah,
and
just driving down the road.
I mean, I wasn't fully relaxed, but I wasn't thinking I was going to be fighting someone within a minute.
Yeah.
And you get to that situation where someone just randomly wants to fight you and you don't know why. And honestly, it was probably a 2-3 minute encounter, but it felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it felt like my backup was forever away, even though they were probably only 40 seconds away. The moment he clenched his fist and started charging towards me, and I drew my taser, there's a part of me that says, okay, this person's not in the right state of mind. They're on something, or they're mentally just unstable. And I've seen where a taser hasn't worked before. So I'm thinking, if my taser does not work, what am I going to do after that?
Yeah. And
I'm just trying to think of plan A and plan B and plan C all in my head while this person's charging at me. But at the same time, just backing up and keeping my distance. And luckily, I caught a break where he got distracted and turned around, and I was able to take advantage of that. Yeah, and most of that's just training. You know, Lexington has a great training. We train for 32 weeks in the academy, and some of that it's instinct after a certain point. So that's what kicked in.
Great job, Officer Holland. We appreciate all of your hard work and your expertise, and especially your good judgment in this explosive situation. You make us all proud.
Stay tuned for future episodes of Behind the Badge to get to know more of our Lexington police officers and learn about some of their exemplary work that the public seldom gets to hear about.